Hi everyone, I am Aljen Biontolan and I am here to discuss and teach some basketball tips and skills as well as the violations and fouls in the basketball. So basketball was created by James Naismith in 1891. It is played by two teams with 5 players each inside the court. The main objective of the game is to shoot the ball into the opponent's court. The game is played in a rectangular court with two hoops on each end. The first hoop and the second hoop. To start, the players of both teams gathers inside the court. The game starts with a jump ball. Jump ball is when two opposing players attempts to gain control of the ball. After the jump ball, the players can now be able to start to play. Players need to learn the following skills to be able to play basketball. First is dribbling. Dribbling is the act of bouncing the ball while moving from one place to another. So when you are dribbling, make sure your feet are shoulder width apart. You are in an athletic position. Head up and dribble off the palm of your fingers. You don't want to use the inside of your hand. You want to use the fingers. Take control. You are gonna dribble low, and now we're gonna dribble high. You wanna make sure you were able to dribble with both hands, not just one. It could be very essential one during a basketball game. The second one is passing. The most basic pass is the chest pass. It is to move the live ball between teammates. Chest pass starts with an athletic pose, feet wide apart. Ball near your chest with your thumb wraps around the inside of the ball facing your chest. You want to aim for the other player's chest. And a quick burst of strength spread across to the other player. Never look at the ball when passing. You want to be looking at your target. The third one is shooting. Shooting is throwing the ball towards the hoop. There are 9 basic steps to get a perfect shot. The first is eyes on the target. Second, stance and balance. Third, the shot pocket, where you catch the ball from. Fourth, your grip. You don't want too much grip or you don't want too little grip. Fifth is a balanced hand. It's essential for getting your shot straight, but it shouldn't interfere with your shot. 6. Delivery. You want the ball straight. Again, don't use your balanced hand if you are right-handed or your left-handed is your balanced hand. It should not interfere with your shot. 7. Up force and landing. You want to jump up. Your shots needs to go from the top of your jumps, and you want to land slightly forward on the same spot. You don't want to be going backward. The follow through. After you shoot your ball, your hand leave it up here in a loose upward motion. And the last is 9. Correct your shot. If you feel like you are doing something wrong, try to correct it. It's all about feeling comfortable. Some players like to stagger their feet with one foot forward. Some players like to square up to the basket. Some players like to go sideways. You need to find what's comfortable for you. Same with a shot pocket. Some players start slow, some players start medium, and some players start high. Just practice it, because practice makes perfect. Basketball violations and fouls. One of the most important part of coaching in basketball to anyone is understanding the fouls and violations which occur during practices and games. So there are 10 violations in basketball. First is traveling. Traveling is one of the basic ideas of sports in basketball, is that you have to dribble or bounce the ball while you are walking or running. When you have stopped dribbling, one of your feet will becoming pivot foot. You cannot move your pivot foot to leave it off, up of the ground. If you do this is called traveling. Double dribble is you only get dribble once the basketball. If you stop dribbling, you have to pass it to another player or pass the ball. If you start dribbling again, this is called double. Carrying or palming is like a double dribble. Players may not put the palm of their hands under the ball or carry the ball in one hand for a long time. This is similar to holding the ball and a double dribble. Kicking. Players are not allowed to intentionally kick the ball. If a defensive player kicks the ball, the offensive team will get out of the bounds. Goaltending is when the player interferes with a shot when it is above the ring, but still in its downward path to the basket. Interferes with the ball while on the ring of the basket or catches the net or the ring while the ball is being shot. If goaltending is called on the defense, the shot is full good. If goaltending is on the offense, then the shot does not count and the defense gets the ball. The defensive player are not allowed to stay in the free throw lane for more than 3 seconds. Anytime they give the ball, hits the ring, 3 seconds count starts over again. The offensive team has 10 seconds to get the ball across half court. If it takes longer than 10 seconds, then they will lose possession of the ball. Once offensive team is coming the ball over half court, they cannot go back into defender's half court with the ball. This is called over and back. During a free throw shot, players will line up both sides of the lane. If they jump into the lane prior to the shot, it will be called a lane violations. If it was an offensive player, a made shot will not count. If it was a defensive player, a missed shot will not count and the shooter will get another shot. The ball is considered out of bounds when it passes the ground outside the lane of the ball. The lines themselves are considered out of bounds as well. It is also out of bounds if the ball passes the players who has any part of their body touching the ground out of bounds. And there are common fouls in basketball. Defensive fouls is the illegal physical contacts which are made by defensive players are known as defensive fouls. These contacts are primarily aimed to impede the progress of the offensive player. Some of the typical defensive fouls are blocking, reaching in, holding, tripping, and pushing. Next is technical fouls. Technical fouls include those acts or behaviors that are against the sportsmanship or spirit of the game. It is an unsportsmanlike conduct from an on-court player, bench player, coach, or entire team against a player, coach, referee, or spectator. Team fighting or fight with crowd pretending to be fouled. Next is flagrant foul, when illegal physical contact gets more violent, obvious, unnecessary, and excessive, then it is called a flagrant foul. It is intended to harm a player and results in more harsher penalties than personal fouls. Hitting, punching, shoving, etc. in such manner that could injure a player or actually ends up hurting him can lead to fines and ejection from the game. Next is offensive fouls. Offensive players also commit personal fouls, mainly charging an illegal screen. Charging is called when offensive player moves into a defensive player, pretending as he is fouled by the defender, an illegal screen when player setting the screen constantly moves and blocks the way of the defender.